growing number of believers in witchcraft and magic. The Sorcerer's Apprentice was established by Bray 13 years ago at the start of the occult boom.
In modern times, people tend to look upon spirituality as though it is an accessory to life, when inside they know that it is the most important thing that there is. Witchcraft to the majority of people on the outside tends to smack of Satanism, which it is not. The actual religion of witchcraft is based on the universal religion of paganism, which is at the root of all civilizations. It's a prehistoric religion, and that gives us the sustenance to continue by linking in with the planetary and seasonal cycles and becoming at one with the planet. So most people involved in witchcraft tend to be ecologically minded. They tend to love animals and also be gregarious and willing to help and serve others. And that's as far removed from the image of Satanism as you could get. But bound up in the religion of witchcraft, there is also the practice of magic. And magic is a power. It's an abstract power. It's the power of genius and creativity which courses through the universe. It's nothing at all secular. It can be applied by anyone. And magic is the method or the technique whereby you apply that formula. The power is a natural power. It's one that anybody can use. It actually holds you up. Magic is the intensive creative power which gives you thought, gives you reason to be. It's not secular at all. So therefore, the application of it is a question of technique rather than belief. Once you understand that magic does work, you can use it for all facets. There's been a lot of talk about black and white magic, and it's important to distinguish between the two. There isn't a generic kind of magic which is black. There is magic, pure and simple, but the use of it depends on the good taste of the operator. Now, unfortunately, there are people in creation, there must be room for them, for all potentialities. It's unfortunate that they do exist, who are more inclined towards the sinister aspects of magic, towards the darker aspects, primarily because it gives them either a vicarious thrill or an excuse for their own sexual abnormalities. So there's nothing wrong with that, providing they do not harm another. But unfortunately, because most of them are exhibitionists, they tend to be the ones that the newspapers get hold of, and that's the image that's been presented of occultism generally. When a magician uses the elemental paraphernalia on the altar, which, by the way, are usually reflected through most religions anyhow, because the elements, the quality of the elements, wetness, dryness, heat, and so on, are a universal truth. And they're all represented across there. A magician's altar looks very similar to a high mass altar, for instance. And so these equipment are involved in the rite principally to keep the outside busy, while the inside mind, the inside person, is developing onto higher planes of thought, higher planes of being. And of course, the equipment, if it's not used for a functional sense, such as incense burners as an example, to burn incense in, are used in a symbolic sense. So when a witch holds a dagger, for instance, she's not holding a dagger in the general sense of the word. She's holding a tool. That dagger would be used to cut herbs, to mix potions. It would be used to carve talismans into wood, and so on. Likewise, the cup, which is used as a chalice, is used for libations and for nothing else. It's a symbol of water containment. So all these things have a great degree of inner mystery to them, which to the outsider may tend to look rather mysterious or sinister. But in actual fact, they can be explained away. Occultism is life itself to me. We are very committed people in what we do. We're not evangelical in the sense that we try to push it on other people, but we are here as an access point so that people can reach out to us. We never refuse any inquiries at all. And living without occultism, to me, is really like trying to run a race with one leg. It's impossible. The sole criterion in magic is that it should work. There's an old witchcraft tenet which says that the goddess offers certainty, not faith. And that's very important. So it's jam now, not tomorrow. It's a strange thing, but unless you have experienced magic work, you don't believe it. It is only a potential, it's a possibility. But the moment that you do experience it, it changes your whole life, and very much to the good. The potential of it, I mean, think of it. If you haven't worked magic and you work a piece of magic and it works, the potentials are unlimited, and that is what people are doing. They're striving to complete themselves. It's their birthright, and it should not be denied them.